From ruining Superman's character to Suicide Squad's painful CGI, here are 10 movie moments that made fans rage quit. Number 10. Man of Steel.
The people of Earth are different from us, it's true.
Back in 2013, Zack Snyder's Man of Steel stirred up some very strong opinions. It was a much different, darker and grittier Superman than ever seen before. And that's where things started to rub fans the wrong way. Seeing Superman fail to take the battle away from Metropolis was very frustrating. But the real gut punch moment came when Superman killed Zod. For the diehard fans who saw Superman as the embodiment of morality and justice, it felt like a step too far.
Never.
Number 9. The Matrix Reloaded.
Trinity, get him out of here.
Now, while The Matrix Reloaded was extremely successful, it's not without its flaws. There's this one scene that especially drags it down. It's known as the Burly Brawl, where Neo finds himself up against an army of Agent Smith clones.
You. Yes, me.
The problem? The CGI used to bring this scene to life is, well, terrible. Instead of delivering an epic fight, it ends up feeling like a poorly rendered video game. The issue lies in the way the scene was executed. They used actors who were then edited with CGI to create a multitude of Agent Smith clones. It all just fell flat. Number 8. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Not if that's what you love doing. Don't let anybody tell you different.
The critics seemed to think this movie was alright, but the fans, well, they had a completely different take on it. The fourth Indiana Jones flick, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, managed to create a phenomenon called nuking the fridge.
It can't be good.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. It's when Indy, our beloved hero who used to punch Nazis, suddenly finds himself riding out a nuclear blast in a refrigerator. The moment was so stupid that fans are still not over it. Number 7. Black Panther.
With my ancestors that jumped from the ships, because they knew death was better than bondage.
Black Panther is hands down one of the best movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with amazing characters. Killmonger is one of those villains that you can't help but feel for. He's T'Challa's long-lost cousin, and his whole motivation is to take over Wakanda and get revenge using its incredible resources.
This is it for you, cousin.
But you know what let everyone down? The final fight between T'Challa and Killmonger in the Vibranium Mine. The action gets way too CG heavy, which kinda takes away from the impact of their hand-to-hand combat. Number 6. Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Using live soldiers as guinea pigs?
And this is what makes you such a good reporter.
In the movie, there's this one scene in particular that's become the butt of many jokes, and for good reason. It's the Batman and Superman vs. Lex Luthor fight. First off, their battle wraps up way too quickly.
You were never a god. You were never even a man.
And then we get to that infamous line. Just when Batman is about to deliver the final blow to Superman, cries out, "Save Martha!" Cue Batman's sudden meltdown. He starts freaking out, demanding to know why Superman said that name. Luckily, Lois Lane swoops in to save the day, explaining that Martha is the name of Superman's mother. And suddenly they're best buds, teaming up like they didn't just try to kill each other a moment ago. Number 5. Gravity. Gravity is definitely one of those best sci-fi films of the 21st century. But there is one scene that just made no sense. At one point, Ryan reaches a point where she's completely lost hope of surviving. But then, out of the blue, we see Kowalski entering the capsule and inspiring her to keep fighting. It's a touching moment, or so we think. Turns out it was just Ryan's hallucination and Kowalski is long gone. Ouch. Now, in a film that's otherwise so clinical and precise in its approach, this particular sequence not only feels a little stupid, it seems like it's only there to mess with the fans.
Huh? No? All right. Let's get out of here.
Number 4, X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Your emotions make you weak.
You're wrong. My emotions make me strong.
This movie wrapped up with a painfully dull train finale, featuring a forgettable villain played by the usually great Jessica Chastain, and a poorly written resolution to Jean Grey's Dark Phoenix arc, which, let's face it, had already been mishandled once before. And then we have the concluding scenes, which fall completely flat. Beast takes over the Academy, Jean Grey soars through the sky as some sort of creature, and Charles Xavier and Magneto randomly decide to play chess in Paris.
Fancy a game?
That's it. Nothing about it feels like a proper ending for such a major film series. Number 3, Suicide Squad.
You bring June back. You bring her back.
She's not coming back.
We all know superhero movies tend to have their fair share of climactic battles with beams in the sky, but Suicide Squad really messed it up. The members of the squad never really felt like a cohesive team, the tension was non-existent, and to top it all off, we got stuck with possibly the worst villain in superhero movie history, Enchantress.
With my heart returned, I can finish my weapon.
Let me tell you, Enchantress was a CGI monstrosity that was howlingly awful and far from scary. To make things worse, the portrayal by Cara Delevingne left a lot to be desired.
You bring June back or I'll crush this!
Go ahead. You don't have the balls.
Number 2, Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1.
Edward, they were all murderers. You probably saved more lives than you took.
So in this movie, Bella and Edward finally tie the knot and head off to their honeymoon on some island, and it's really bad. We're treated to these romantic montages that come complete with cringeworthy pop music choices that make you want to facepalm. The dialogue is dreadful, and Bella and Edward lacked real chemistry.
Don't be a coward.
Every minute that went on, it just got harder and harder to watch.
I could use a few human minutes.
Number 1, 9/11.
They say it's not the fall that kills you. What is it then? It's that sudden stop at the end.
Right off the bat, why would anyone think it's a good idea to make a movie called 9/11? And to top it off, they cast Charlie Sheen as the star, despite his controversial comments about the event. It's just crazy.
Now go.
You're free.
Run as fast as you can.
I will see you in the lobby. I will see you in the lobby, promise me.
But the craziest moment was when the elevator carrying the characters started plummeting. The sight of them floating in the air in the most painfully fake manner is just horrendous. The closing title of the film, which supposedly dedicates it to everyone who lost their lives in the attacks, ends up feeling like a massive insult instead.